Hey everybody, this is Jack here from the Fourside crew. Our producer JDMH, we haven't been paying him. I'll be the first to admit it, and we're not gonna launch season 2 until we pay him. That's not true, but we would really like to pay him. So we're launching a Patreon, and all the money, well, the first $100 of it will go to JD. That's what he asked for monthly. If he wants more, we'll give him more. It's fine. And I guess any money after that will go to me and then to Mikey and Chroma. But it's really about JD. And if you donate now, you can save our producer. Welcome to Fourside Fights, featuring Contra, Chroma 09, DarkGenex, and Spark. All right, citizens of Fourside, I'm Jackzilla, and I know, number 1, video games are like musicals. Most suck. Number 2, I've not played Slippy Ranked once since getting Plat. I'm part of the problem. Number 3, Mikey's heist of the username, The Cheat, has left an immense gap. We should bring back thecheat.com. And number 4, we're all going to be sick of Jmook winning a year from now. Let's go to each side and make a prediction for me. How many tournaments will Jmook win in a row, starting with Genesis? Contra, let's start you up.
1. I think he's great, and I think he's going to win a lot more. But I think his next tournament is going to, it's not going to reflect.
Kick his butt. Great, fast. Chroma, what do you think?
Early nullification is a legal artifact.
DarkGenex, what do you think?
1, because his next tournament is Collision, and Slug is attending that.
Ooh, Spark, what do you think?
Jake is the GOAT. He can beat everyone except Slug right now.
Okay, so you also think 1. Welcome to Fourside Fights, everybody. We've got 4 outstanding guests today who are going to act as pundits as I throw topic after topic at them. They'll give their takes. If they're entertaining or interesting, I'll give them points. If they're boring, repetitive, or patently unreasonable, I'll subtract points. And of course, I can mute any contestant at any time for any reason. The player with the most points at the end is our winner. They get to commentate the 3 losers as they take it to Fourside in a free-for-all so we can see exactly how their punditry translates to Melee. Let's get started with our first topic. Congratulations to Jmook on defeating at least 4 topics on previous Fourside Fights episode, claiming that Sheik is garbage, can't win a major, can't succeed at life, and that Jmook should simply go Fox. At Genesis, Jmook won our hearts and laps and defeated IBDW, Zane, Moki, SFAT, None, and more. He has changed the world for the better. Panelists, for made-up points and the glory of the Season 2 premiere, please delegitimize Jmook's win. Let's start with DarkGenex.
Slug was not a Genesis. That's all that needs to be said.
You think it's an unmovable object, Slug?
I think if Slug was at Genesis, Jmook would be flipping burgers.
Oh, okay. Contra, what do you think?
I mean, objectively, he dodged Mango, who's given him trouble in the past. He dodged Hungrybox, his main problem. Lod wasn't there. I know he first propelled himself by beating Lod and Plup, but there's a bunch of people missing, Slug included. I wouldn't call it like his super definitive win, but it means a lot for sure. He needs to prove it again, though.
Spark, what do you think?
I think the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit of Jake's problems are Slug, H-Goat, and who's the other one?
Who's the Holy Spirit here? Who's got the Lord moving through them?
What was it? Oh, and no. Wait.
All right, this is Chroma. What do you think?
I was really excited to call this one a Mickey Mouse Major, but after hearing the silliness of everybody else, I've got to say not only was this the best major winning of all time, it's the only one that matters at any point. He won Genesis. That's the big one. He single-handedly made the Eagles good so that Mango had to drop out. He terrorized Cody so hard that he got psychotically good at every other matchup and is still able to farm him, which is amazing. Imagine going to your first tournament, losing to Pisculper 22, becoming a top player, and then still getting farmed by Pisculper 22. That's incredible. There's nothing.
So you did ignore the prompt here, Chroma. So I gave you positive points, but I want you to know I was multiplying your points by a negative factor, and as we all know, that leads to a positive, and I think that means you should land about there.
All right, I'll take
I
it.
dropped out of college. I accept that.
Yeah,
Touchdown
this one is more middle school stuff, man. So you got to go call your teachers back. Let's move on to our second topic. On Saturday, Level Up Expo Melee Singles begins, a fact that I didn't know about before yesterday because my brain has been blank since Genesis. Hungrybox, Amsa, Kadoran are all attending the 82-person strong Melee bracket, featuring a 2K pop bonus. What's going on here? Where are the other top players? Where are the attendees? Contra.
Well, I won't go into details, but you are missing a name there. I think that may be a small contributing factor, but I don't know. It's just kind of a weird spot.
You think everybody's dodging hacks?
Dodging is one word I would use. I mean, I wouldn't attend a tournament with him there, frankly.
Okay.
I don't blame anyone.
But do you think that's the primary reason? DarkGenex, what do you think?
I think the primary reason is because of advertisement. I feel like a lot of people thought that Double Down, which is basically this tournament at this point, was canceled. And most of the VGBC events were gone. This was supposed to be Double Down. It's the same weekend at the same venue, and Gimmer's there as a guest of honor. This is Double Down. And people thought that it was canceled. It's just advertisement. And I think that without good advertisement, even the greatest tournament with the greatest pot bonus ever, Game Tyrant Expo, will go down in flames.
And I'll tell you, as Full Bloom being on the resume, a tournament that is wildly inconveniently placed with very good marketing can also have the opposite effect. So why didn't they just call it Double Down? Why do we know why this happened? I don't get it.
We could talk. I mean, yeah.
Oh, okay.
A lot of things
so when we had the notification that said you could blame Nintendo, this one still applies to this episode. Spark, what do you think? Why no top players for the 2K pop bonus? You were gonna go.
Yeah, I backed out last minute because I couldn't find housing. It was too expensive. But I think it's kind of just advertising gap. Like 3 months ago, there was another giant pop bonus Vegas tournament, and like it was a 29-person tournament, and Grands was me and Logos, and no other top players showed up. And I think it's a combination of that. It's just like housing is really expensive in Vegas unless you have a homie who can help you out in that regard. And yeah.
So Spark, are pop bonuses just dead as an incentive for top players?
Besides
you.
I would say it's definitely not a gigantic fact because everyone's like, oh, big pop bonus. Another top player is probably gonna snipe it, and that mentality sort of like carried through, and so everyone's thinking like, well, some like HBox is probably gonna reg last minute, or he'll go past the reg date and then sneak his way in by being HBox, you know what I'm saying?
That's a really good point. So there's like this actual secondary incentive structure where people won't go to tournaments that could become kind of like modern Edens, right? But they won't go because they're scared that they'll get sniped. Chroma, what do you think?
I think there are 3 people to blame. Number one of them, of course, Panda. We probably could have had a lot more, advertising, marketing. People would know that this tournament was not burned to the ground if it wasn't for Panda. I will say they played a role. Second, you got to give it to Touchdown One. It's hard for me to get excited about a 2K pop bonus when I can play Steech on 200 ping for 3K every 2 weeks. That's going to be a tricky one. I think it's difficult because you always have to get to that peak of, can I do well? The pop bonus is not really important to me, but can I get good wins for the top 100? It depends on who I am. And when somebody like Casper is the 8th seed, it doesn't look that good for me. Number 3, I think it's our fault. I think if we had an episode and we didn't take off for season 2, everyone would have realized how important this tournament was because it's the only thing we can think of. Collision is too far away. We hold all the power to make the narratives, Jack.
That's basically true. That's about as close as you could get to the
I think there's one more thing, though.
Yeah, well, go ahead.
There's a factor about majors that people almost never think about. It's the local community. Even Genesis, which everyone travels to across the world, 500 of the people that entered Melee were from NorCal.
Yeah.
So I I don't know anything about the Vegas scene. I don't even know who the best player is. So where are the Vegas players? That's
they are entered. Like Green Bean's there. I was like skimming the bracket a little bit earlier.
Green Bean's
so
or something.
Yeah.
Sure.
So like,
yeah.
The best
but
player
it
is
is a
AJ.
smaller scene. It is
Yeah.
a smaller scene than most.
It's a small scene, so of course the tournament's going to be small. I think. I know
That's
Evo
a
used to be
big
the
city.
biggest.
We got more Indiana people for Full Bloom than they're getting from Las Vegas, which is probably the population of Indiana in one city.
Yeah,
So-
but they're not
and in the
getting
desert.
everyone to go.
People are burnt
It's a
out.
combination of problems.
People are burnt out. Okay.
Let's
People are
talk-
burnt out of going to Vegas and just like spending a bunch of money going to Vegas, right? If there isn't an easy housing solution and people aren't told in advance by Wheat that this is happening, then it's not going to happen.
I think
Even
if it was
parking
in
was a
SoCal,
vibe
I'd get
check.
twice as many people.
That tournament that was on the Strip a few months ago, I went to. Like, if you show up and you have to park there, like even parking at the Strip is pretty damn expensive. So
Based.
just a
Let's
vibe
move on
check
to
all
our
around.
next topic. I
Jack
got
does
in
like
front
that
of me. I got in front of me a tweet that from yesterday that reads, 14-hour Valorant stream because I hate myself. Zoom back to the Golden Gauntlet. We got a 5-0. Keeps counterpicking Yoshi's story. Zoom back to Genesis. The Eagles are playing, and they're good. What should we expect from Mangus in the first half of this year? Is this the beginning of the Mango retirement era? Let's start with Chroma.
I think it's important to understand that there are always cycles with Mango. You know, you count him out, he gets a little bit excited to play again, he comes back, he's excited, but then he didn't do that well for the whole year because he had that first part, so he gets discouraged again. I think the best thing for Melee right now is to just say, I think Mango's done. For two reasons. Number one, if he is done, good for him.
Done?
You know, he's put everything he can into this game. What more do we really expect from him? But number two, maybe that makes him come back. Maybe he gets excited.
Ah, you want to do
You
a
know?
little reverse
gotta sleep on the kid.
psychology. Contra, you're
If he's-
shaking your
if
head.
he's
What are you
got a-
thinking?
If he's got a dunk on me for putting him 11th for the first half of the year, and that's when we see some of the most beautiful Melee we'll ever see, I'll take that hit.
I
You're-
think
you're a martyr.
that this happens every goddamn year. When has Mango ever done good in Q1 or 2? He always had an Apex problem. Back
I have
in
to
the day.
subtract points for calling it Q1.
He's
This is
right.
this is finance. This
I'm
is finance
right.
talk.
Is
We
Jack-
talk-
you don't
Planning
like now?
talk. What are you talking about? I'm a TO. That's how we communicate about times of the year.
Okay, Q1, Q2, Q2. You
Okay,
convinced
he's
me.
always he used to have an Apex problem, and he now has a Genesis problem because it's coming up in the same part of the year. With the exception of Genesis 3 and 4, he hasn't done well at Genesis since the revival. So I feel
Yeah.
like expecting him to do well at Genesis is
Wait,
kind of
is getting
setting yourself
second
up
not
for
wait
failure.
a minute. Getting second 2 years in a row, is this not good?
I said except for Genesis 3 and 4.
Okay, that
Genesis
feels like
4,
you're
he
leaving
kinda
out. How
got-
many
he
are we
kinda
on now?
killed the vibe,
9?
though.
Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He all did, not great. Some of them he did okay, but for the most part, I feel like his average Genesis placement after Genesis 4 to the last 5 Genesis.
I think it's probably been around 5. I think you might be smoking on this one. I think his average placement is probably it's like 2-2, what 9-7-5 or something, 4-3.
Being the goated is bad.
I think
you're
it's
right.
pretty bad. Yeah, I think
okay.
I think
When
his
he should be
performance at
winning one of them
Genesis-
by now.
Yeah, he
I
hasn't
hear
won
you.
Genesis since 1.
I feel like
I
that
don't know.
average is offset by the fact that he has one placement of like 257 now.
We
Like,
throw it away. We throw it away. Spark, what do you think? What's going on in the first half of this year?
This is just his vibe, man. He's always been a turbulent guy, and if he wasn't turbulent, then he wouldn't be who he is, which is he plays balls to the wall. He makes difficult plays that often don't work, but when it does work, it's too lit and it's too free, and then he's gonna get the dub at a really big tournament, and that happens every year. And I
The
always have
vibes are
faith.
good. It's lit. It's free. I love it. All right, DarkGenex, what do you think?
Mango is two things. He is a family man and he is a grinder. After Scuff World Tour, he said that he wouldn't compete at Redemption Rumble because he didn't really want to play too much Melee during the Christmas time. He wanted to just hang out with family and keep it chill. And maybe that affected his practice. But he's also a gamer. You said it in the first part of the prompt. He spent 14 hours last night grinding Valorant. He is a gamer. When he
And
wants
hates
to.
himself like a
Yes.
gamer.
Like all Melee players do. He hates himself. So like a gamer and like a Melee player that he is, when he wants to, he will grind and he will get his rank 1 back. Maybe it's not right now, but he is not retired.
Love to
Mango
hear it.
Nation.
All right,
Talk
let's
some
move on. Let's move on to our next topic. Once again, we are bailed out by our so far benevolent overlord of Melee via Ludwig's stake in Moist Esports. They've already got Moki. What should Ludwig's next Mogul move be? Should they sponsor another Melee player? Let's start with DarkGenex. Get right back to you.
They are definitely doing things.
Oh, you've got you. Hey, you know exclusives are worth points on this
If
show.
you leak on the show, you get points.
Exclusives
Give me
are worth
exclusive.
points, but I don't know if I want the Ludwig ninjas and the Yard ninjas to take me down. An exclusive,
There's not.
I
yeah,
guess,
yeah.
is that they are working on it. They are very much going to
Yeah,
expand.
they're working on it.
And
Okay,
it is a good thing. It is a very
They're
good
working on
thing
it. Can
that
you
they
give
are
me a
expanding.
Q? What Q are they going to deliver whatever they're working on?
What
Can you
Q
give me
are
a
they going to
Q?
deliver?
Yeah, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. What
You
are we
just
looking
told
at
me
here?
not. I'm not falling for this. You told me not to use Qs. You just deducted points from Contra.
Vibes are off with Qs. I'm gonna agree with that.
Yeah, okay. You,
I
you
feel a
passed-
little cheated.
You passed this test for now. All right. What do you think, Chroma?
I think before we move on to the future, we must settle the beefs of the past. We must have the Edwin Budding slime smash boxing fight. There is only one way this can end. 2 people enter that ring, one of them leaves. And then probably the other one leaves too.
Okay, nice. Good. You stuck the landing on it, kind of. Spark, what do you think? Moist Esports, should they sponsor another Melee player? What should the next big move be?
Look, I'm gonna keep it a stack. They should sponsor me. You know? And I'll tell you why. Look, you might think, well, Zaid, that's just because you're you, and you are biased in that regard. Well, if they were to sponsor someone, I'd be going to all of these streams. They got like the crispiest 14 views on a good day. Look, I don't stream right now. Like, I'll be honest. But you know, I'm making videos every 2 weeks for a YouTube channel that has 100,000 subscribers, and I think that is a good thing to sponsor someone for. You know, that's the outreach that is worth sponsoring for.
This is a good pitch. Do you got a
I'm just
TikTok? Do you have a TikTok?
I don't
Are
have
you
a
tick?
TikTok.
Are
I'm
you
sorry.
are you TikToking?
I'm not
that's
TikToking. The vibes
the-
kind of feel off with it, but
a lot of alpha
I'll
there
do-
left to be picked
I'll
up.
do whatever. I'll do whatever the world asks of me. You know,
Yeah, right.
I'm not
Contra,
above
what do you think?
I'm gonna be honest. As someone who has a little bit of experience in esports, I don't think Melee is the best investment for someone like Ludwig, who already has an audience in Melee. So I would be a little surprised if he put too much. Like, he'll probably put like 15% effort into that, if I had to guess. I do know that they have some stuff in the pipeline related to Smash, but
Oh, can you give us exclusive?
nope. But
Cowards, both of you.
I think it'd be don't get your hopes up too high. You know what I mean?
I'm
hate
hoping.
that.
No, I don't, because you won't tell me. All
My
right.
hopes
won't.
are through the roof.
That made me
There's
sad
nothing you can do
inside.
about it.
Let's move on to my next. I'm actually going to take a point from DarkGenex for also being a coward, because you reminded me that DarkGenex was a coward. Your take afterwards was so good that it made me forget how
I
cowardly
hate
you were
both
being.
of you for right now.
All right, let's go on to our next topic.
I'm sorry,
Frenemy
Pete.
of the show, Edwin Budding,
Yeah.
plagiarized my mind with consent to write an article on Melee doubles in which we quantified the decline of doubles with a beautiful rebound that started up just at Genesis. Was Blur right? Is the secret to a doubles rebound to just throw it on Sunday and have a big party? Let's start with Contra. What do you think?
I am a doubles enjoyer. I fucking love doubles. So I think Blur is right in this. And if you just throw it on Sunday, then people will come, people will watch. And that gets more people involved in doubles, right? I think the big thing right now that is holding doubles back is pretty much every single top seed that I can think of, with the exception of our good friend Touchdown Juan and Plup.
Yep.
And I guess Cody and J-Mook too. But they're all doubles haters. They actively talk shit, which I think is it's fine not to participate, it's fine not to like it, but I think talking shit about doubles is bad, and you should stop doing it.
It's not cool. Unlike us talking shit about Ultimate, which is very cool. Spark.
Sure.
Spark, what do you think? What's going on with doubles?
I think there were some really nice storylines back in the day with Armada Android, with PewFat. It was exciting to watch because of that, and I think doubles is extremely fun, don't get me wrong. But even when I'm playing doubles, and I've played this game in tournaments for like 8 years.
Ooh.
Sometimes
Ooh.
I don't know what the fuck is going on, bro. I don't like.
This
There's
is the
too
top
much.
player
happening.
What's your
So,
highest doubles placement
No,
this
this
year?
is correct.
First place at Fate 2, teaming with
That's
Professor Pro.
That
First
was
place
2022.
at Smash Camp. Yeah.
Found
it's
it.
Oh,
first
come
place
on,
at Smash
come
Camp.
on.
Different over there.
Okay, so you've won doubles tournaments and you barely know what's going on.
Yeah, there are like 200 teams at that tournament.
Yeah. That's pretty
I
good.
don't.
think-
Sometimes I'm just my brain is overloaded. I don't know what's happening, and so how can you expect like Gerald over there, who's just been watching Melee, hasn't even entered a tournament just for like a year? You can't really expect everyone to know what the hell's going on. There's like 5 different things happening.
Gerald?
sometimes.
Gerald, who's been fucking playing Melee for a year, barely knows what happens during singles. This is a bad
No,
argument.
no. Gerald knows the vibes in singles.
No,
Everyone can
maybe
see
you can
what
get
is
vibes
happening.
from doubles the same as singles, even if you don't know shit.
There are like 10 times the number of vibes going on at any given moment in doubles.
Here's,
Okay.
Like, let's be honest.
here's what I've learned.
Focus in. Sorry, go ahead, Jake.
Oh, sure. Here's what
Sorry.
I've learned. I used to be a doubles hater, and then I watched the most beautiful doubles team I've ever seen, Chape and Edwin Bunning at main stage. They were incredible. They were
Now
dicing
we're
up the door
talking.
in SGJ. I saw things I've never seen before. So I'm converted, and I've realized it's all about storylines and it's all about vibes. Nobody knows what's going
But
on. in
Edwin
any
hates
part of
doubles
Melee.
too. That team will never. It's like tears in the rain.
beautiful.
It's gone.
Beautiful because he did it for Chape. And so the whole point is storylines, grudge matches. I want to see Mango and Lucky with some chips down. I want to see Armada get dragged back into this game for no reason. This is what we do. The only thing that we understand are contrived storylines and also whatever commentators tell us to do.
What
And
is
so
this?
Spark
Is this a
I'm not
versus
fighting
segment?
Spark.
Spark,
I'm not-
do you agree with Spark? Do
This
you
is a
agree with
cool
Chroma?
overlay.
Fight each other.
No, because
I
Spark and
zoned
agree.
out. What did he say?
You're on
The
the, same
vibes
side. No,
Are
you're both wrong.
incomprehensible.
Oh,
You're both
if
wrong.
you're
We
a
can make them
supporter
up.
of vibes, then I'm on your side, man.
Yeah,
Fight,
yeah,
fight,
that's
fight.
my guy.
No,
That's
no,
my
no,
guy.
no.
That's my guy.
I think everyone's problem with doubles is they're looking for storylines from people that they expect to see from singles. But that's not what's happening right now in doubles. In the doubles meta, there are teams of people that are, not as prominent in singles, like, for example, Ralph and Dark Atma, or Fat Goku and Ginger, or Crudo and Panda. All of these are static teams that are doing it really well at majors. Not quite as well as, your Plup H-boxes, but that's to be expected. And they're, pushing the doubles meta, in my opinion. They're practicing together. They're getting ready. They're preparing for
Spark,
these
are you
tournaments.
feeling the
And people are
development of the doubles
ignoring them.
meta?
No, I think doubles is a shit show.
You're a
Dude,
part of the problem. You're a top player
Dude,
talking shit about doubles.
it's
so
really
stop that.
fun. It's really fun, but like, and it's I don't know. It's just sometimes like if you look at the VIP, not the VIP bracket, the Summit doubles thing. Like Ralph and Dark Emma lost very early in that bracket. I think sometimes you just get vibe checked, and there's nothing you can do about it, and it's pretty upsetting. But it's really fun.
It was
'cause
such a good
so much shit
storyline.
happens. I think like
I also have
Things-
shit to say about Mikey.
results
Mikey
aren't
fucked
as
up that-
consistent in doubles because of that, and I think also people are less interested because the storylines aren't really there. You just have a couple dudes. You have like a couple scattered static teams. Ralph and Dark
But
Emma,
you're
one of them.
losing me there because I kind of like a couple dudes just hanging out.
That's what the single
You got
story
Jack
is.
So
Crudo and
I
Panda.
want
Just
to
a
wrap
couple
up.
of dudes.
I do want to wrap up this topic. Do any of you think I had an idea that struck me? Would having a doubles ranking somehow help this, either of static
No.
teams or of individual?
Absolutely
Nope.
I disagree.
Fuse,
I
you're
think
wrong.
having a doubles circuit would, but not a doubles ranking.
It already happened. It already happened.
It
was
happened.
good.
It was the best year of
And no
doubles
one
ever.
remembers. And no one remembers.
I
Did it
remember.
get canceled?
What are you
It got
talking
canceled.
about?
Do you remember
I'm
who
gonna-
fucking won HTC Throwdown? Who got third at HTC Throwdown? Tell me right now.
Wait,
You can't.
You throw
It's
down.
because it was 7 years ago.
I don't
This is
know
how-
who got
it's
third
because
in
it's
singles
old.
at
It's not because
HTC
it's
Throwdown.
doubles.
I know Drug Fox went sicko mode in singles.
Drug Fox went
That's all I
sicko mode.
remember about that
Yeah.
Drug Box.
That
Was
shit
sick.
was
We all
tight.
like Drug Box. That's a name I like to press.
I'm going to keep it honest with you, Jack. Two things are true. Number one, we don't care who wins doubles unless we're told to. Number two, sometimes doubles you cannot deny. It's just about vibes. Two Fox players can enter and refuse to talk to each other as a point of just like showmanship. Crush and KJH used to do this a bunch, and they'd win. Mewtwo King can do whatever he wants for 5 minutes. He's still going to win that doubles game. You can't do anything about it. You have to love it as it is.
Yeah.
Mewtwo
Maybe we should just change it to
absolutely
free for all.
crushed. Mewtwo gets crushed in the modern doubles meta.
No, he's still
Dude,
I
that's
think
what everyone
Mewtwo gets
says,
hit
and
at
then
bat.
he just wins all the time.
He just
Everyone's like,
lost!
Mewtwo, his philosophy is off in doubles. He just, he just camps. Like, he's not good at doubles. If you just
He
put him
gets
in a
carried.
doubles bracket, he's gonna win. I don't know what, like, is this
got
bad at
rings.
doubles? Because I don't understand.
I'd love
'cause
to
he's
see
just
it.
winning
This is a
every single
great
time.
This
transition.
is a great
in-
storyline. He
This is a
should
great
come do
transition
that.
into our next topic, which is
Dude,
go ahead,
I don't
DarkGenex.
think I've been just holding back. I didn't get.
No, he hasn't
Oh,
answered
you,
yet.
yeah, I forgot
I
about
haven't
you.
answered
All right,
yet.
you close us
That's
out. Close us
bullshit.
out.
All I wanted to say is two things. Is that A, you can put literally anything, like gerbils fighting, on Sunday. And if it's before the top 8s of the other tournaments, people will watch it. If you want to save doubles, you put it on Sunday. Because you can put literally anything on Sunday, and it'll play. And it'll get views.
yeah, that shit
The
was
second-
busting.
Wait a
Genesis
minute. Could we
4,
put
5?
Fourside Fights on Sunday?
Yes, you could. And it'll get a million views.
Talking.
Yes.
Now we're talking. All
The
right.
second thing. Wait,
I'll make
sorry.
it
The
happen,
second
Jack.
thing.
Oh, you've got another one. Go.
Yeah,
Keep
the other
spitting.
thing. It's just about storylines. Because yeah, it's very like Melee is a storyline based game. Is Mango number 1? Is Zay number 1? Is Mango to come back, etc. Do you know what the biggest storyline of Genesis 9 doubles was before it happened? Is Mango going to show up? That was the biggest storyline
I
of
thought it
Genesis
was.
9 doubles.
How, is Armada commentary going to be good?
Maybe it was. In my opinion, it
Yeah.
was Mango to show up. But the point is, you don't need to be the best player in singles to have a storyline related to in doubles. Pew Pew U and S5 are one of the most dominant doubles teams, and neither of them were ever top 5 in the
Android.
game.
Yeah.
Android was also, Android was never a top 10 player. I mean, Armada was a top 5 player, but he wasn't like one of like the absolute
Yeah, he's
best.
top 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Top 10.
You know, top
Maybe
5, top 10.
maybe even
Go.
top 10.
He's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, the Gingers and the Fat Gokus of the world are very good players in singles, not necessarily top 5, but if the storyline is there, they can make doubles viewership happen. It's just there's no storylines.
I think that's a great point. Let's move on to our next topic. Speaking of CLG, PewFat, speaking about Mewtwo King, Mango Armada, who has the most benevolent cult in Smash? Let's start off with Spark. Who do you think is the most benevolent cult in Smash?
Benevolent, like, kind?
Kindness can be a part of benevolence, sure. It's a kindness that comes from power.
It's gotta be the Jmook fandom, right? Everyone's just really happy all the time, you know? It's just, and they also are very positive. Like, for the longest time, I've been fighting on this road alone, trying to prove that Sheik is good. And now, because Jake has just won, now there's this cult of everyone who believes exactly what I've believed for so long. And it's pretty cool not to have to argue with people all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Why do you feel like you
Nice.
weren't able to persuade them all those years? Was it because Sheik never
Because
won?
I was not goated enough, and no Sheik has done it, you know?
Yeah. So that's actually kind of nice to you. They didn't believe you because they wanted you to believe in yourself.
That's the nicest thing they've ever done for me. But,
Yeah. DarkGenex, what do you think? Who is the most benevolent cult in Smash?
Does it have to be a top player?
No.
It could be, hey, I just asked the questions.
Melee Stats SF has the most benevolent cult in Smash. I have not met a single fan of SF
damn it.
who is a nasty human being. It's SF.
Let's go,
He-
Melee Stats, Danny.
Rains
We love
positivity
Danny.
everywhere he goes. We love Danny.
That's very benevolent. But it comes from the cult, the person themselves, for sure. So
Absolutely.
that's a very tight cult. Chroma looking absolutely shook, having to come up with a completely different answer. So I'll go to Contra first.
If we're going away from the top players, I think it's Oregon Melee. I think we have some of the tightest homies ever. I'm not shilling for my region. I actually believe this. I think we play doubles nightly on NetPlay. We go to each other's locals. People travel. People build each other up. I think Oregon Melee. I guess you could call it the Fat Goku or the Stiv.
Okay, let me put it this way, and I'm actually going to challenge DarkGenex and Contra. To me, cult implies a level of being deranged that I think y'all are missing. Like the Jmook fans
Easy
get a
answer.
little deranged. I think that Spark
yeah,
is
they go
on
sicko
that.
mode, bro.
Yeah.
They
Chroma,
wear
what do you got?
t-shirts. Nobody else wears t-shirts.
You
That's
can be
right.
positive and deranged. You ever see Midsommar? They're all
I would
positive.
not call that positive. That's about how
Some of it's positive.
They're
to
all
not
so
handle
happy.
yeah.
The demeanor.
They're happy to be there. I think that's positive for sure.
Oh, you mean the
Chroma
cultists,
go.
not the
Yeah, the
not
cultists.
Yeah,
not
yeah.
the people that visit. Yeah, yeah.
Midsummer cultists are extremely ecstatic to be.
Yeah, not
doing
benevolent.
that.
Not benevolent, unless you're a Yale economist. Chroma, what do you think?
That is.
Oh man, I love Melee Stats, Danny. Most benevolent cult in Smash. You know what? This is aspirational. Everyone who came up to me at Genesis was actually really cool. They were like, but they were kind of a little bit deranged with it. They're like, oh, you're Chroma. I love your stuff. Keep doing what you're doing. Like kind of at the end of Fight Club when Tyler Durden is like in the hospital and they're saying, we're ready, Tyler. Just
Did
let
they
us
ever
know, Tyler.
specifically? They ever
Yeah.
specifically say what your stuff was?
No, they were really specific about what they thought my specific vibe was. I'm going to say it. You probably should not encourage me to do this, but I will take this power and I will restore democracy when the crisis of controllers is over. And so I'm going to say my cult. My cult's pretty chill. They make cool signs.
Yeah,
You saw the
Chroma
sign.
Coin, Cocaine Wednesday.
I love Cocaine Wednesday.
Yeah, the cult of cocaine is spreading. All right, let's move on to our next topic. Coinbox.
Really is, Kenny,
A Coinbase sponsored net play tournament on Hungrybox's stream opened to cheers at Genesis after being announced for its generous pot bonus, $2,000, I believe. Is it weekly, every 2 weeks? It also opened a controversy for scheduling over a few notable locals, the largest being, of course, New York City's nightclub series. Hungrybox promised to try to move the date, but the first event still overlapped, resulting in a steep decline in attendance by top players at nightclub. H-God is getting a lot of heat for this one, but it begs the question, for $3,000, why should H-God move his date instead of nightclub moving theirs? How should external sponsors putting heaps of cash into the scene interact with locals? Let's start off with Chroma09. Redeem yourself.
Look, I think that social media and fear campaigns are very important because they get things done. They phrase things in ways that corporate overlords understand. If you ask Touchdown One nicely like, hey man, we have a physical venue that we can't really work with or move. There's a schedule. We can't really do anything about it. Could you maybe consider moving it? You're going to hear, oh, well, who cares? Ultimate deals with it, whatever. You get people riled up. You get the people going. You get mid lane and nightclubs saying that they will burn themselves alive if you don't move the date. That's going to happen. That's how this works. And so how should external sponsors putting heaps of cash into the scene interact with locals? With fear and respect. And that's how we get it done.
Yes, we should strike fear in their hearts, much like we've been doing with our various intellectual property overlords for a long time. Dark,
that's right.
Let's go to Spark. What do you think? How should we interact?
These kids are not going to listen unless we make it clear that we're upset about it. And so we need to be like, look, you can't just host this over our tournament. We've been doing this for years. Like, can you just back up? Like, you don't have to do anything. You just go to Start GG and click Wednesday or something. It's not hard. It's pretty simple. And it's pretty upsetting that they didn't just listen. Like, netplay tournaments, we have infinite setups, bro. What's the problem?
Yeah. Contra, what do you think? I see your brain.
I love what Spark's saying because there's absolutely no reason why, in my experience, why a net play tournament couldn't move dates for any reason. It's so easy to just change the time. So I'm never going to advocate for anyone to participate in a net play tournament over a IRL tournament, no matter how much money is on it.
Wait, hold your horses there. What's going on? What?
I think money is not. It's really nice. It's very good. However, the local experience is incomparable.
The best local near me is like what, a 45-minute to an hour by train, either in San Jose or SF. Are you saying
that's not even true? There's stuff in Berkeley.
But then I have to play with college students. We've talked about this.
You ran the Mango Nation.
We haven't. Yeah, for money because I need to pay rent. Talks. I didn't tell people. I told people to go to their locals. I think
and also to enter the tournament.
That seems like professional malpractice to advertise against your own.
That it's hard to improve on a netplay tournament when there's no region lock. I'm just saying. And when it's West Coast to East Coast, as a top player, I'm not in it to learn, to improve, or to have a good time. I'm there to be miserable and see if I can make $50. And that's it.
Did you make $50?
I got 75 for 7th place, and I beat way too many people, and it didn't feel worth it, honestly. It was a bad day. But
I love to hear that. And that is the most based part about Coinbox. You are through hell. Those TOs, they're not checking regions. They're not even checking if the players are banned or not. We saw some names in there where I was like, oh, what's going on here, HBox TOs? And so you were just put through just the most abysmal experience possible. You're going to play 130 ping. I saw
Oh,
Nova
yeah.
Scotia to Florida. And you're going to win
Oh, yeah.
$12. And that's what it should be. That's what you get for abandoning your locals. I saw Zed's post. This would be ridiculous if it were on Tuesday. I wouldn't care because anyone who skipped Rube's Day for Coinbox would just be laughed out of the venue the next time they showed up.
DarkGenex, this
That's
is an attack on New York. What do you think?
Couple of things. Hey, I was gonna bring up Rube's Day before it was brought up, but I guess I could bring it up again. Rube's Day being the Ohio local, it's on Tuesdays. If HBox were to move the event to Tuesdays, it would run over Rube's Day. There is a Melee local every single day. You said you liked exclusives. I talked with HBox and he's moving the day.
Woo!
Ooh.
Exclusive! Where
Wait,
are
no,
we
no.
moving it to?
No,
Where are we
wait,
moving
he
it
didn't move it yet.
to?
Where are we
He
going?
is moving the day. He's looking into Tuesdays.
He
It will
tweeted
probably-
about
Whoa!
that.
Wait a minute! He's
Wait,
looking
wasn't it
into.
Tuesday last time?
No,
Okay.
it was on Wednesday.
I'm going to
What do
say
you mean?
something. Hold on. In defense of Justin, Hungrybox Rain makes people. Okay, this is actually not just his fault. You and I have both seen this happen.
Yeah.
Walt
The other
is,
thing,
But
It's
my
not
local's
exclusive
on
until
Tuesday.
it happens. I actually can't give you
I
points for
don't
this one
want
because
it
you
to
might be
move
being
to
had.
Tuesday.
that's fair. Maybe I'm
Right, but
being,
that's also
maybe
not
I'm
an
being
exclusive.
but that's not my fault. But he's also told, like, we have talked about it. He asked us to make a group chat of a bunch of TOs who have
Okay.
events on Wednesdays and Tuesdays and talk to them. And he's currently working on getting into Special
Dude,
Ultimate
my
76.
locals are on
But
Tuesday. This sucks ass.
that's
bro.
ManaWorks, right?
Yeah.
The other thing that I want to bring up, by the way, is that despite everything happening regarding top players not showing up to nightclub, we had an 80-person event on that Wednesday with Kata versus oh no, it wasn't Kata. Sorry, it was Lewis and Insightful, and Kata as the top seeds. Jojo wasn't there. But point is, Insightful won his first nightclub and has never been ranked in New York as a result of this. The storylines still continue. The people still show up to nightclub. Nightclub is still alive and kicking no matter how many coin boxes run it over.
And when the brackets come and New York, the people that showed up to that event are up against the people that went to Coinbox, the crowd is not going to be very nice. It's going to be a different time. Let's
Not
move
at
on. Did Chroma? Did he? I think I heard from all of you. This is fine. Let's move on to the next topic because we're still talking Coinbox. There's another part of it that I wanted to talk about. Inspired as always by a Chroma tweet. Are we just doomed to be the playground of crypto advertising? Should I stop resisting? Let's start with Spark.
The thing about me is my motto in life is to be blissfully ignorant. I don't know anything about cryptocurrency. I heard it's bad. I don't know why. Is it like fake pretend money that's like real money? I don't know. But you know, I got like $700 at that Mango Nation Southwest thing for getting 4th place or whatever, and I got $75 from Liquid Hungry Box for defeating 120 ping foxes with Marth, by the way. And like, you know, I'm living my best life. I don't
You're
know.
married to the bag.
Yeah, you know me.
Yeah.
Married to the bag.
DarkGenex, what do you think?
Nouns NFTs sponsor Aklo and ran an NFT tournament. We have taken cryptocurrency. We have taken Weed Maps money for people. I mean, not that it's
That was
necessarily
big.
bad, but
Okay,
it was
whoa.
I didn't say it was bad. The point is-
you're gonna compare weed to fake money blowing up the environment?
It's the syntax. The point is, there are limits to what people will accept. There was a tournament that was for Ultimate, not for Melee, that was going to be run by the U.S. military, and people said no to it. I think that the moral high ground that Smashers have exists. I think cryptocurrency is not above the limit of where people will go in regards to sponsorships. And I think that people need money. Money is very important.
Why
Smash
isn't it
players.
above the limit? Contra.
Why?
Okay, sorry, Chroma, you're raising your hand. Chroma raised his hand like I was teacher.
Yeah,
Chroma,
no,
go for it.
Chroma.
I have a couple thoughts here. Number one, I think it's important when you think about sustainability. If you have a big tournament that's sponsored by maybe some flash in the pan crypto website, which is not necessarily Coinbase. Coinbase is still alive. But let's take the Mango Nation tour, right? If you had a situation where they knocked out other local tournaments and then immediately pieced out with the money after one iteration, that's not healthy. It's like 2GG coming in with venture capital money, destroying every other tournament. Then we have nothing sustainable left. I will say that. And then, I will also point out my other point here, which is I've taken crypto money. We had Chroma coin. We had, I had some like NFT tournament that I helped commentate with Anchor. I will say this. I think it's important that Smashers understand that, like, there are qualms here. We're not telling them to look over the qualms. You need to do this. And I think it's really good that they're very skeptical about it. If they weren't skeptical about it, I wouldn't feel as good about taking the money. My policy sometimes is
What?
your money is our money, and we'll spend it on drugs. But I only feel that way if I feel that that we actually understand what's going on. Last point, Ultimate should have done the U.S. Marines tournament. I want to draft at least 100 of them, and I can make that quota.
That's right. That's right. Contra, should I stop resisting? I've now 3 in a row. Everybody's telling me, stop complaining about crypto, Jack. Just take the money. It doesn't matter.
I much like Spark, don't really know a whole lot. I know a little bit, but I was involved with the Mango Nation Tour crypto tournaments, obviously. And in retrospect, I'm embarrassed to have done that. I needed the money for sure, and they're paying a lot. But
This is your whole job, though. I think
Yeah.
that's maybe a distinction between you and, like, say, Chroma.
my take on crypto is that take the money, but don't participate in the business. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of businesses that are terrible.
We're gonna do that.
We've
But,
seen people do that. Like, we've seen people in the Smash community take part in the business and get clowned. Like, Nouns, being an NFT sponsor, runs a tournament, doesn't really talk too much about the NFTs themselves. Aklo is not told to parrot NFTs to people. With S2J and Stony Society, people clown on him for that because he was taking part in the business.
Yeah,
the
I think
kids-
the money is good.
But they wouldn't give us money if they didn't think it got people to buy their product.
No,
So
I
we
mean,
are
they're-
gambling that they are wrong.
No,
And
they're
look
dumb.
who's not giving us
I
money
think they're
anymore.
wrong.
They're dumb because
think they're wrong.
anti-capitalism being a form of supporting capitalism is kind of true. But I think the venture capital money to misunderstood idea to Melee players' pockets pipeline only works if we are as critical as we are about it. It doesn't work if we accept it. Only if we don't accept it. Can
This
we
is
accept it.
interesting, and I think I disagree with you, Chroma, but I don't think I disagree with you in a Fourside Fights way. Let's move on to our next topic. Coinbox is also part of a wave of events that are returning to tradition with commentary applications that ask for commentary reels. Historically, I've punked my way into commentating huge events with reels that specifically were edited to maximize hype esports movement, but that commentary often sucks. So, how can commentary managers balance wanting to elevate new voices using open applications and avoid incentivizing clip farming by commentators? Let's start with Chroma.
Well, you know my thoughts on commentary reels. They are just the silliest parts of commentary, specifically cherry-picked, to just turn you into some sort of like clip farming machine. Now, somebody responded and said, well, why don't you show all the things that make you a good balanced commentator with nuance? And I said, yes, I could do this, and I am lazy, so that's why I'm not going to do it. But more importantly, I know how this game is played. Hundreds of people applied, I'm assuming, for this commentary position. People were talking to me about what should their reel be? What sort of things should they put on their resume? Could I be put down as someone they wanted to commentate with? And look who got selected at the end of the day. Hungrybox put on Hungrybox, Mewtwo Plup, Peepee. Do you think they made commentary reels? That's the whole point. This meritocratic system is fake. It's a joke. Just do your locals, get your name known, and that's the only way you're going to make it happen. And this is very specific to Melee.
I'm dropping exclusive. Mewtwo King messaged me, and he asked me to pay him for me to create a reel for him. Contra, what do you think?
As someone who sometimes goes through commentary applications, I think that a lot of them are bad, and I think the most of what I'm looking for in a commentator is if they're easy to work with and if I would watch their commentary. So if you like the game and you present that in the way that you talk about it, in a way that doesn't feel fake,
But do you think it's possible to establish that in like a 4-minute YouTube video or Twitch clip?
No, frankly, no, I don't think it is.
DarkGenex, what do you think?
Sorry.
Content is king. If you would like to be a known commentator and you are not a known commentator already, make content that is not related to commentary. Turn down for Walt, YouTube videoed his way into becoming one of the most prolific commentators of the modern Melee era. Not by commentating, but by making videos. And he is an amazing commentator as well, but he is known because of those videos, not because he's a commentator.
I will say that Walt and Radar had a long stint as the main to net play era commentators for big tournaments in 2021. So he had a lot of commentary chops before.
There were also plenty of other netplay commentators who have also continued and have not seen as much success or as much notoriety as Walt and Radar to an extent, but Walt more so because of the content that he put out.
Radar put out content too.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah,
third
absolutely,
biggest
but not as
commentator of,
consistently.
of that era was actually Shakespeare. A lot of people forget. Shakespeare was everywhere during the pandemic.
Shakespeare does what Shakespeare wants, man.
That's true. Shakespeare could take over the world when he chooses.
Let me be me.
Spark, what do
He's
you
putting out
think?
Scripts.
Look, man, it is what it is. It's a popularity contest. I feel like there's no reason for us to deny
That's
that.
not-
It's like if you fucking if you wanted to see who the best Melee player was and you gave them a Google form to give them a combo video. Obviously, you're not going to give them a
That
neutral
sounds
game
good.
video. You're not going to have a neutral game video that's like, this is how I win neutral. You're just going to post the highlights, the combos. And that's not a good way of deciding who the GOAT is, you know? There's got to be something.
Isn't that
else. Maybe a
exactly how we
bracket?
used to decide the GOAT back in like the Smashboards era?
That
Isn't
was
that
Satan.
exactly what we
Activated on
did?
the goats.
I
was the
disagree
rank.
that
Then
it's
we
a
had a
popularity
tournament,
contest.
which is why we need
2013.
a commentator tournament. Maybe a net play tournament.
No.
That might get the
But that has
job.
nothing to do with
happened.
commentary. That
No,
doesn't
no,
make it a
no, no, no.
meritocracy. Now you're measuring
No,
melee.
you're
don't
not
do that. I
playing
don't
the
do that.
game. You're misunderstanding me. You're putting two commentators together. You're commentating at each other, and then you have a judge.
Welcome
Okay,
to
I'm in.
Fourside
I'm
Fights.
in.
Commentators.
All right,
I
very,
disagree
very
that
good.
it's a popularity contest. I
Very
just wanted to
good.
say that.
We figured it out. Thank you, Spark. Let's move on to our next topic. Just over a month ago, Dr. Lodge tweeted out that he would, quote, stop playing ranked if people are going to treat these sets like tournament matches and especially upload them to YouTube. He also claimed smurfing wouldn't work because his playstyle is so obviously different from other Peaches. Panelists, is Lodge smoking crack or should we let him cook on unranked? Let's start with DarkGenex.
You mean unranked, right? But I think he's entitled to his opinion. But if you're going to be playing ranked when people are very obviously farming content, farming stream videos, people want to make content. Mech uploaded that video to his YouTube of him beating Laud, not because he wanted to brag about beating Laud, not because he wanted to say Ganon can do it, because, I mean, he clearly has shown that he can do it, but because he wants views on YouTube. He wants the views of beating Laud with Ganondorf, the great king of evil himself. And that gets clicks. It adds so many views on his channel because he wants to be known and he wants people to see his videos. And he wants people to believe in Ganon too. But I think that although Laud, like, he's allowed to have his opinion, but like if you're going to be playing ranked, people are going to make videos and things out of it. There is a player, DZ, from, I believe, Chicago.
So do you agree with
Wait,
Lod that people are treating them like tournament matches?
People are, but not everyone is. Some people are, like, Bobby Big Balls is playing, like, 7 different characters on his main and has tanked his elo from Grandmaster to, like, Diamond before. But some people, like Ginger, Ginger earlier today was
1,000 wins.
3,000. Yeah, he had 1,000 wins today.
Don't
He
clap
tried
at
to hit
this.
3,000 MMR. He almost hit 3,000 MMR, and then he lost to Zuppy, and then he lost to Bananas, and he just went right back in, and he kept grinding. Maybe he's grinding now. I don't know, but I'm watching Fourside Fights. And
All right, Spark. What do you
Wait.
think?
Look, I
You were
don't
talking
buy
too much.
this, man.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't buy this at all. Even he himself knows that when he was Leo, nobody knew he was Leo. So what is this argument? Just pay $5 more and make a Smurf. I don't understand.
Wait, you don't?
Even-
So you disagree that people can pick Lod's
No, nobody
Peach up
knew
from
he
the
was
lineup?
Leo for like 3 weeks until he admitted it. Like he himself knows that. Just make a Smurf. It's not a big deal. Don't be mad. Like even in tournament when people like tweet about, oh, I beat this guy and this guy, even that like gets on people's nerves. Like you can't win. So just hide your identity and grow up. It's not anyone's fault but yourselves.
Grow up and hide.
Hide.
I agree with that. That's
Grow
been
up
my
and
motto
hide,
for a
bro.
while. Yeah.
That's what
But-
I do. Nobody knows my vibes.
Ooh. Contra, what do you think?
I think no one should take any of netplay seriously, and if you want to play a serious set with someone, you should play on LAN. I think netplay is a great tool. I think we should utilize it to its fullest extent. But I think if anyone is trying to get serious sets in, netplay is not the place because it's never gonna feel.
What
the
do you
same.
think of as serious? This is going to be where like 95% of melee sets that people are sweating
And
for
that's
are played
great.
from now until the end of time.
That's great. People can sweat as much as they want. However, I think if this is Laud's fault too. Laud is taking it seriously. He's taking it personally from Mech beating him on a ranked set or whatever. I think that's stupid. I think he shouldn't give a shit. It's netplay. Who cares?
Chroma, what do you think?
I think we should let Lod cook. But I also think that we can cook way too hard, and that's the problem. There is no escape for Lod. I will upload random videos of me beating Peach and claim it's Lod Smurf. I will upload unranked videos. I will do any sort of terrorism to boost my, my benefit. If I'm a rising top player, I'll do anything. I'll upload friendlies. The only response is to upload you beating mech 10 more times and just make like an hour-long video. That's the only way you can do it. Lod has to embrace that unfortunately people care quite a bit about this and go into the evil zone. And if you can't beat them online, just do what HGod does, which is turn it into content and maybe money match them in person.
Or run the tournament yourself, and then it's cool if you lose, because you got to do some commentary stuff. HGod has put himself into a million impossible to lose situations. He's the GOAT.
Yeah,
he's actually unreasonably goated.
Yeah.
People pretend to be me, and then they'll DM me like, "Yo, what the fuck? You're being an asshole for taunting me with Pichu." And I'm like, "That's not me. There's nothing you can do in this world if you're a known player.
Even me.
By the way, I got top 50
Everyone's Chroma 09 on the internet.
I got ranked top 50 when it first came out. If anybody saw that happening.
Yeah, Jack plays as Chroma all the time, so it protects his ego and makes him feel better. You can't do anything about this.
Jack,
I still get DM from
do.
people angry.
Jack, I want you to know, I know you're going to take points away from me for this, but no one cares that you were top 50 at the beginning of ranked.
I do.
It does not matter.
He doesn't know.
I love Jack Zill 4.
He doesn't know.
I think it matters.
All right, let's move on to our final topic. At Collision, there is purportedly going to be a $5,000 DK versus Ganon crew battle. Imagine how many JDMHs we could pay with such riches. By the way, go to our Patreon. Who wins, and what should we do once we have them all in the same place? Let's start with Spark.
I think Donkey Kong wins just because he's got the movement, he's got the back air to grab, he's got the edge guarding on lock, you got that down tilt thingy, and you can kind of just vibe check Ganon's up B. Look, I don't know what the grab follow-ups are either way, but I assume Donkey Kong does the cargo throw and he just goes to town on that fat man. You know what I'm saying? It's too lit, bro. Yeah, I just don't see Ganon winning this one, man.
All right, everybody. Is Ganon or is DK just too lit? Contra, what do you think? Save yourself.
I think the Ganon mains could do it, but I think the one thing that I want to harp on a little bit is $5,000. Where is this coming from? Why do we think this is actually going to pay out?
That was my source.
I saw a tweet. Yeah, that's not actually going to happen. I'm going to be frank. I don't think that $5,000 is actually going to happen. I think if anyone gets paid any money from that, it's just from each other's pockets. And,
could be
Ganon mains, look out. You're probably going to get fucking steamrolled.
You're on Team DK as well. You're on Team DK.
Yeah. Hey, okay. What I'll say about Ganon, everyone knows Ganon mains are weird. This is just a fact. It's fine. It's fine to be weird. DK mains are also weird, but in a different way. Think about
more
Ringler,
benevolent,
right?
Yeah, I will say there's
I wouldn't say benevolent. I would say
I feel like DK mains are
different.
Half and half. They're half really nice and half really weird, and there's no in between. Ganon mains are all weird. They're all
no. I think DK mains are also all weird, just in a different way.
No, Spark is unfathomably based. DarkGenex, what do you think?
Two things. A, the Trail Invitational was a tournament run by Trail, a Ganon/Ices player, and he flew out people like Chudat and Slug and plenty of others, and he's helped people get into tournaments. Where do you think the money for the Ganon versus Donkey Kong crew battle is coming from?
Is it Trail?
Oh my God! Wait, DarkGenex,
I changed my mind.
May I ask you just briefly? Were you looking at another tab?
No.
Okay. For that information on the invitation, I caught you last time. I had to check if you had learned.
No, I was not.
Very base. We're all funded by Trail.
The second thing about Trail is that we just talked. The last point was that Ganondorf just beat Lod in a very serious and very real ranked set of Melee, and we are saying that Ganondorf is going to lose to a crew of Donkey Kong players.
Monkey Man is different from Peach, bro.
But yes, Donkey Kong is good.
What we're saying.
I do, and here's why.
Wait. Just hear me out for 1 second.
Let's get a DarkGenex versus Spark battle here. Fight it out. Quang. Tell me about Quang.
He's very good. Got top 64 Genesis. Ringler almost got top 100. Game 5 with Leffen. Da posts crazy clips on Twitter. None of them are going to Collision. You know who's going to Collision?
Oh, shit.
Nick, the best Ganondorf. And Trail, who's putting $5,000 of his own dollars on beating a bunch of Donkey Kong players. Who is the best Donkey Kong going to Collision?
I think they'll go.
Rishi.
Look, I don't even
Is
know what
Rishi
the
signed up for
rosters
Collision?
are. I'll be honest with you, I don't know the
Is he
rosters, but I know the characters in Super Smash Bros. Melee. I don't care that Mech won a best of 3 against Laud on net play because that is Princess Peach and that is net play. This is Donkey Kong, and this is offline. Donkey Kong is a menace, and he is a demon, and he is going... Like, Mech only has 4 stocks. I'm not scared, bro. You get hit by the stupid... You throw him off, you gimp him, it's over, bro. You do the
Who's
down
the
tilt,
DK?
it's over.
Who's
Anyone,
the DK
I'll
reps
give
to take
me
out
Donkey
who?
Kong, and I've got it
Are
on
you
lock.
going DK? Are you going DK in the DK versus
Oh,
Ganon
I wish,
for $5,000?
bro. I would do it for like $10.
Because it's not character versus character. At the end of the day, it's player versus player. Who are the DK reps?
No.
Yeah. if you take four 0-2 Peach players, they are going to lose to Bananas, Nintendude, Army, and DizKid.
They might
Even
not.
though that matchup is terrible.
It's
JD, bring us
though.
back. Chroma wants to get in here. Chroma, what do you got?
All right, so first of all, if it doesn't happen in Collision, it'll happen anywhere else. Mech did well on the internet, but unfortunately, there was an era where Akir, Ringler, all sorts of DKs were just murdering everybody. I fear Junebug, I fear Rishi, I fear Da. I think it will be very interesting. Who will the winner be? It's going to be the IRS because I am snitching. I think this money should go toward building roads and schools so that maybe we don't pick Ganon or DK, though I do respect them. I will say, once we have them all in the same place, we should probably study the DK's brains for science because they are mystical and powerful and odd. And they're very different sorts of weird. DK's version of weird is like, I take pictures of Hungrybox feet and upload them on the internet at a party at
That's
Shine.
just Ringler.
Ringler bought
Ganon weird.
the P.
That's just Ringler.
It's
That is just
Ringler. That's fair.
just Ringler.
Ganons are weird in that they have really weird takes on liberals and the patriarchy and how good it is. And I really think we should interrogate that. Is that big man syndrome? Is somebody funding Ganons to play Melee? These are questions that we need to answer, and we'll get to the bottom of it, maybe not a Collision, but somewhere. And I'll bring an EKG.
We will get to
and
the
an
bottom
MRI.
of it. All right, with the EKG and the MRI. All right, that is the end of our regular part of the show. We are going to do a tiebreaker. We always do the tiebreaker, even if it's not tied, because I like to mix it up. So, last question for all of you. How would you convince top players who are scared for their rankings to go to locals? Let's start with Contra.
Ooh, don't do it. It's going to detract from your ranking. Just don't do it. It's not worth it, right? You can't earn money. You can't contribute to the value of the local. You can't increase the viewership. There's nothing valuable to be gained. So you should just not do it and stay home and stream.
Wait a minute. What are your opinions on eating small Irish children?
We should do it at all costs.
I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. All right. DarkGenex, what do you think?
If you don't go to your locals will not help you get into Smash Summit, the tournament you actually care about. You got to do it for your scene so they help you in return.
Smash Summit doesn't matter. We don't
Chroma,
count
what
that
do you
for
think?
locals.
You TO'd Smash Summit!
Doesn't matter.
And that counts for rankings.
Contra has shit talked almost every event that they TO. All show. The whole show.
Not Genesis.
No loyalty. Not Genesis.
I love Genesis. It's the best tournament.
Chroma, what
Hi,
do you
Sheridan.
think?
Jack, I'm out of carrots. I'm out of being reasonable. I've talked to them over and over again about how it doesn't matter. I laid out that the only situation in which locals could hurt your rankings is if you lost to Nick Yingling every single local and then proceeded to lose to him 5 more times at majors. I've walked them through what an algorithm would do. I've walked them through what every single individual panelist would do. I am out of reasoning, and now it is time for fear. Fear and chaos. I am going to pick 5 locals, and if they don't attend 3 of them in their region for each of them, then I will move them down 42 spots on the rankings. And I don't care how they do, I care that they go. We are going to do this like random drug tests. If they miss 3, it's over.
I love it. Spark, bring us home. How do you
Look,
convince top
no
players who
matter-
are scared for the rankings?
Dude, no matter how many times you tell them the numbers, you tell them the panelists will not weigh this a lot, it doesn't matter. Their egos are too fragile. They're not going to show up unless you make them understand that your scene will not support you for fundraising, and your scene will not, they're not going to cheer for you. I don't know if you care about that. I personally don't care about that, but some people get really upset. Like, even though they don't attend their locals, the one time they're like, why aren't you cheering for me? I'm your regent. Like, dude. At the end of the day, if you don't want to get better deep down, the only way like that you can like you need to go to locals to get better to some extent. And if you are just in it for the rank, then you're in it for the rank, and it is what it is. But I really don't think, even if you tell them this isn't going to affect your rank, just go, man, they just won't listen. It just is what it is. The egos are too fragile,
right.
man.
I will interrogate this because this is the only way that I can possibly win this episode.
Give me a versus, JD.
All right.
I'll allow it.
The one issue that I have, and Spark is unbelievably based on this show, and just please let him win anyway. Cody does
Don't
not get
preface
cheered
that.
for. Cody does not get fundraised for by his locals.
Mm-hmm.
Cody does not get loved by his region. And Cody is still every single day saying, I will never go to a local and it will hurt me. How do you convince him?
I think it's a never-ending cycle. The hatred has started. Cody didn't attend enough times. That caused his region to obviously not cheer for him when it was like what was it, the function? And then Cody is doubling down. He can't, and he obviously doesn't want to go to locals anyway. So now he's just like, I don't want to go because now I'm pissed at these guys. Now I have a reason to be pissed at them. You can't convince a man who doesn't want to be convinced. If he wants to play net play for 7 years, let him play net play. Those are
All
the
right.
vibes. It is what
That
it is.
that is our show. A dominant win by
Respect it.
Spark. You are the winner of Fourside Fights. Now, DarkGenex, Chroma, and Contra, get your controllers out. We're gonna go to Fourside for our
I don't
free for
get
all.
to play Melee.
You don't.
Fuck.
Everybody stay here, and we'll be back in just a minute as we get it set up. Please don't touch that dial. I think that people still use dials on their computers, right? And we'll be back with the Fourside Fight.
Okay. It looks like we have everyone playing their mains. Am I correct in that?
Yes, I'm a Marth main.
No, you don't
Oh,
talk.
yeah,
This is
that's
just
right.
just Spark time.
Yeah, you're gonna have to know your place, my dude.
Sorry.
Easy Man 9000 is really funny though. I assume Nair Enjoyer is Chroma.
Y'all can start.
Wait. All right, they're tapping it in. Okay. Connor is swinging. Okay. Down throw up smash gets broken by Marth's sword. Jesus Christ. Okay, he's fine. There's no need to panic, everybody. It's all under control. If I were Connor right now, I would just run to the building and then simply chill. But you know, I'm lame. I don't know. They're all Chads fighting each other. It's like an honorly code thing. Okay. F smashes Nana, but then Popo punishes the punish. That's a common doubles technique. Oh, wave dash on the UFO, please. God.
Spark, do you got anything to shill or to plug?
Well, there's my Twitter. There's my Metafy at Spark, and then there's SSPM tutorials, and I'll be making videos on there pretty frequently, like once every 2 weeks. That's about it, honestly. I'm probably going to start streaming soon. Like I said, I'm at Blue's Clues' house because fiber is currently being installed at my place. So, yeah. So if you're looking forward to more of me, be on the lookout. Jesus Christ, he just dunked him. He didn't even check it. Okay, Nana is scaring me right now. Okay, Nana just died. That's a vibe check. Looks like Chroma is on his last legs. I think if Chroma just ran away right now, nobody would like chase after him because it's like an honor code thing, you know. So I feel like he should just dip and then wait for the vibes to settle down because he is absolutely getting vibe checked right now. Did he just like run into the wall? Okay, swinging with the nairs. This Discord stream is like 30 FPS, so I'm trying to make out what's happening. Okay, Nana is actually scaring me again, but I think that's to be expected on a stage like this. Oh, okay. Oh, the ice blocks almost hit Connor. Jesus. Okay, Chroma was getting double teamed. Thank Commentary is hard. How do you guys do this? Oh, Jesus Christ, he's fucking dead. He's dead. Oh, the ice block into up tilt. That was Pog. Yes, please wave dash on the UFO. Especially with ices, that shit is busting. For real. Oh, is it time? No, Wobbling's patched out. No, it's not time. Yeah, Chroma needs to... Why is Chroma fighting even at this percent? He's an insane person. Does he not even care about the prestige of winning this game? Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay, the back throw handoff. Bad RNG for kids who don't know about that. Nana will, if not close to the edge, will do a random throw, and 2 of them cannot be handoffed on. A little bit of analysis in this color commentary. Oh, is that a dead Nana? This is looking like the end for our hero. Easy Man 9000 is simply too powerful. All these up... Okay, Jesus Christ. Alright, go to the UFO. It's the only way, Justin. Yes, it's the only way. If Justin wins this, we're going to talk about this for years. And if Connor wins this, we'll never talk about it again. Oh, everything's fine. There's no need to panic. Oh, down smash. Down smash. Don't stop down smashing. Okay, air dodge. Yes, down smash. There you go. Oh, he tried to fair him. Grab. Oh, he thought he would DI away. Everything's fine. Tech on the... No. Oh, he's facing the wrong way. He's got a side B. Oh, the up B was crazy. Oh, the UFOs. No, the up tilt. Oh, he misses. How did he miss that? You've got to be kidding me. Oh, is he going to F smash through the... Yeah, dude, everyone. Okay. You just waste his time. Waste his time. Everything's fine. There's no need to panic. Ah, dude. How does it end like that, bro? It can't end it.
Not like that, man.
Oh.
All right,
It's
that
so
has
easy.
been our show. Congratulations to Spark, our Fourside Fights champion, and congratulations to Contra for winning the Fourside Fight. What an upset!
Connor's internet is terrorism.
Kind of this getting this fight on the screen nearly killed us all. Thank you for watching. We will see you in 2 weeks. And we'll have more stuff to talk about. Bye, everybody. Go to the Patreon and see us on YouTube and all that stuff as well. Blah, 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 blah. Bye.